Hi, everybody. I am in my acupuncture appointment. Let me take this off. I'm the only one in here. I'm in my acupuncture appointment this morning. I am not getting any needle treatments today because Dr. Julie is out of the office, but I am on the Beamer machine. I don't know. Yeah, I think I mentioned that to you all in one of my videos, but I'm on the Beamer machine and it basically like sends electromagnetic pulse waves like throughout your body, helps with blood flow, things of that nature. And I'm also doing the ATP at the same time. So I'm gonna try to maneuver my phone in a way that you can see. Really not much to look at, but I just want you guys to see what it's like. Of course, I keep the lights low in here, so to help calm and relax you. And I have an eye pillow that I use, but I took it off, of course, to do this video. So let's take a look. So I hope that was a good view. You may have seen the wires that is from the ATP machine. The actual table in and of itself is the Beamer. So as I lay on the table, there's electromagnetic waves or something like that streaming through my body to help with blood flow. So I am going to finish up my treatment in peace, and then after that, we will go to my float session. Oh, they cut on a little music for me. That means it's time. All right, bye, y'all. All right, so I hope you guys can hear me. I live by the highway and I'm outside. Usually on the weekends I like to come out, especially when the weather is decent, like not raining or not too scorching hot. My dog's got to act. They just got to act up. They got to act up. They just got to. Hush! Hush! Anyway. You want to say hello? Here's my baby Apollo. So this is my baby. He like loves me for real. This is Apollo. And then my other baby. Come here, Apollo. Come here, Zeus. This is Zeus, my other baby. You know, he don't really. I mean, if I hug him, I hug him. If I give him kisses or whatever. See how he acts. He really don't care. Say hello. And he's the shit starter too, by the way. So I come out here on the back porch. I do work. I color. You know, eat lunch. And stop, Apollo, stop. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Okay, sorry you guys. Yeah, Apollo like snatched the charger and pulled the phone. Anyway, so I came out here to just relax, get my mind. Well, I won't even say get my mind right. Just relax, be present. That's what it is. Be present with myself and do a little bit of work. So today I am. Y'all just bear with me. Today I had acupuncture, as you saw. Then I went and had breakfast at a really nice restaurant. Zeus, be quiet. At a really nice restaurant in Riverside, or Avondale rather, in Jacksonville. And the food was amazing. I love the ambiance in the restaurant. I've been slipping on this place because I see it. I eat in Avondale all the time. Like, that's my spot to eat lunch. And my float therapy sessions are in Riverside, which is like 5 minutes. Yeah, about 5-7 minutes away. And my massage therapist is literally down the street from the restaurant. So I frequent there a lot, and I always pass it. And I don't. The name of the restaurant is Southern Grounds, and I don't know. When I heard Southern Grounds, I don't know. It sounded like, I don't know. I thought of corn, and I don't know. It just didn't sound appealing. But after I left acupuncture this morning at 10, I needed something to do, and I was hungry. I needed something to do between then and my 12 o'clock float therapy session. So I was like, well, let me go to my favorite spot, and I'm going to find me something. Pretty much everything was closed because it was too early, but Southern Grounds. I said, well, let me check Southern Grounds out, and I looked at the website, and they have some amazing food. It really is like a coffee shop-ish, which makes sense. Coffee grounds. But anyway, and they serve breakfast. I mean, they have everything. Pancakes, fruit, omelets, avocado toast. They serve mimosas. Like, I was really slipping. So nonetheless, that is another fave restaurant of mine that I put on the list. So I had I had breakfast. And then after that, I went to my float therapy session, which you guys saw. And what I wanted to say to you on this clip is, in between my well, in between eating breakfast this morning and my flow therapy session, I emailed my nurse because I only have um, one dose of my follistim left. And I have an appointment tomorrow morning. They're going to check my levels again. They're going to check my ovaries to see, if there's more growth. And so I was like, well, shoot. Well, what if I need more after this last appointment? And so I was like, well, let me, just email my nurse. Like, okay, I'm just letting you know, I don't ran out. I only got one dose for tonight. What do I need to do? And she basically emailed me back and was like, well, we won't know if you will need more until we see you at your appointment tomorrow morning. She said, but just in case, you may want to go ahead and order a little more. But the only thing is that the pharmacy typically doesn't ship over the weekend. So I'm like, well, how screwed am I? I mean, like, I kind of wish I had been given a heads up or something. Like, hey, at this point in your treatment, you should be at, 1,600. They ordered 1,800 for me. So at this point in your treatment, you should be at 1,600 or 1,400. It's advised that you consider ordering, 900 more units or whatever. That way I could have ordered it and it would be here just in case. I literally didn't think about it until last night. Last night when I was giving my injection, I was like, oh shoot, I only got one more dose. Let me, reach out to them in the morning. So yeah, I did, and that's what she said. Luckily, I don't know if I shared with y'all, but I had follistim donated to me, and I was gracious to have had that provided for me. I didn't have to pay for it, and it looks as if I'll be able to capitalize on that again, and I don't have to wait on anything to be shipped or whatever the case may be. So, clutch. Talk about clutch, okay? So that is that. I will say, when I got the news that, the meds, I would probably need to order more, and they likely won't be shipped over the weekend. For a split second, I was like, oh shoot. But then, it was almost immediately, I was like, it'll be taken care of. It'll be fine. It'll work out. And there was a sense of calm and peace that came over me. Not to say that I was even really shaken by it, but there was a sense of calm and peace that came over me. And then, I considered the opportunity of being able to get the medications provided to me. It was like immediately that thought came up, and I was like, oh, well, let me just, reach out to see if it could be provided for me again. And like I said, it came through. The other thing my nurse mentioned to me in the email was that she advised that another nurse on the team advised her. Stop it. No. Apollo like to chew on my patio and be tearing up the boards on my patio. I done had my dad has had to restain the wood and replace it because this youngin', yeah, like to gnaw on. They're puppies, I get it, but he like to gnaw on the wood, so I had to tell him to stop. But so my nurse informed me that another nurse on my team had checked in with me about my donor and about his genetic screening or genetic summary, and wanted to make sure that my donor did not have or was not a carrier for alpha thalassemia and maple syrup urine disorder, which are two disorders that I am a carrier for. And so she was saying that the other nurse had reached out to me about it and that she hadn't heard back from me. I actually did reach out to her. What I did was I downloaded the genetic summary that was provided on the donor's profile, and I emailed it back to her. And what she did was she emailed me back and was like, well, this is basically just a summary. Please make sure that your donor is not a carrier. And when I received the response back, I was like, but anyway, I just kept it moving because I thought that the summary that I sent her, gave the information that she needed. So I didn't really pay attention to it, and I kept it moving. Well, lo and behold, I said, you know what? Let me double check. Being that this other nurse is double checking after the first nurse, that obviously means something. So let me look more into it. So I went on my donor's profile and I looked up his information again, and I saw that he was negative or not a carrier for alpha thalassemia. And I scrolled a little more underneath his medical history, and it says on his profile, it says, are you of Jewish descent? And then it gives a response of no. And then there are all of these disorders that are underneath that particular section. And one of those is the maple syrup urine disease or disorder, whatever. And all of the disorders that are underneath that section where it says, are you of Jewish descent, says NA. So I am thinking what I did was I registered the NA as a negative. But as I kept looking at his full profile, there was a section for like blood disorders, which is, alpha thalassemia is a part of that. Also sickle cell and thrombophilia or something like that. There's some other stuff. And underneath those, it said, test, if you were tested, what were the results? And then it says no or negative or no or whatever it said, but I registered as no. So right then and there, the light bulb clicked for me. It's like, oh crap, well, NA means he was not tested, because if he was tested, it would have said no. Not NA. So at this point in time, I'm like, let me call the bank and just get some clarity and get, concrete information on whether this particular donor was tested for maple syrup urine disorder. And so I called, and the representative proceeded to tell me that no, he had not been. And if I wanted to have the donor tested, because I can, it would be an extra $1,000, and it would take about 4 to 5 weeks to get the results. She advised me that I asked, I was like, well, shoot, Because in my mind, I'm trying to think ahead. So I'm thinking to myself, well, if my clinic tells me I can't use it because they don't want to take on some, certain liability or whatever the case may be, then what's next, right? So in my head, I'm thinking to myself, or, can I send it back and get another donor? And maybe, if sending it back, they may, refund me like half or something, just for the fact that, I returned it. I wouldn't necessarily get all my money back, but at least half. And she was like, no, because of course they wouldn't be able to tell, like, what's the word I'm looking for? They can't, ensure that it hasn't been tampered with. So it would pretty much be a wash. I would have to start all over. So I'm like, okay. So in my mind, I'm telling myself, okay, Tiff, you may have to settle in your mind that you just wasted $1,200. Move on, because we don't have time. We can let me compartmentalize that. I'll mourn that another day. But right now, we need to get into action and find a solution. So I asked her, I said, okay, well, how do I peruse your donors to make sure that they don't have the, genetic, they're not carriers for the genetic disorder that I have? And so she showed me how to do it, which I was like, dang, I wish I would have known this before. So that's a recommendation that I would give to individuals going through this process, is when you do look for a donor, especially if you're doing IVF, rule that out. Like, rule out all, you will likely get a genetic background screening. Type if you are a carrier for something, type that in so that you can get all the donors that. Give me my shoe. My dog took my shoe, y'all. It's Apollo. It's always Apollo. It's always Apollo. Apollo, give me my shoe. Anyway, oh my gosh, he really did just like run off with my shoe. Let me show y'all. I don't know if y'all can. Hold on. Hold on. I can't turn the camera. He just ran off with my daggone shoe. Yeah. And then when I caught him, he dropped it. Anyway, it's alright. I like to be barefoot anyway. I'm an earth child. Capricorn. So, it's all good. Just leave my shoe. Leave this other one alone. Oh, Apollo is so mannish. Let me tell you. He grabbed my shoes. He grabbed my underwear. Y'all, I know this is TMI, but hey, this is what this channel is all about anyway. Give me my shoe. Leave my shoe alone. He grabs my underwear. I've had like at least 8 pairs of underwear destroyed because he'll find them and like go under the bed and be gnawing on them. Just mannish. Anyway, but where was I? Sorry, I lost track. Okay, so I was saying, I was giving my recommendation. Yes, make sure to put those, if you are a carrier for something, make sure to put that in the. They done got both of my shoes. The other one done got both. You know what? Give me my shoe. Hold on. He done got my shoe and ran on. Give me my shoe. Ooh, child, y'all. I ain't want y'all to be here while I'm disciplining my children. Oh, gosh. Stop. I just did what I needed to do, which was put the shoes on the table, because obviously they're just gonna keep at it. For the third time, recommendation: what you are a carrier for, put it in the search bar so that it rules out, or so that you can search for individuals who have been tested for it and see what their results are. So I did that, and what I found was one donor, and that one donor was a carrier for sickle cell. And although I am not a carrier for sickle cell does run in my family. My sister is a carrier. I don't think she would be opposed to me sharing that information. And my aunt, my maternal aunt, has sickle cell. So I see how it impacts individuals who have it, and that is something that I don't want to have passed down. So I emailed my nurse back, and I was like, hey, I just confirmed my donor wasn't tested. I looked for others, and based on my criteria, what I wanted, and ruling out the genetic disorders, only one person came up, but he came up positive for sickle cell. So I don't know what to do. And I left the email at that, and I went into my float therapy session. And I will say I was 10 minutes late to my float therapy session because I was on the phone with the rep at the sperm bank, and I was trying to email my nurse as soon as possible. It's a Friday. It's in the afternoon, and I wanted to make sure she got that email before the end of the day, because I didn't want to have this weighing on my mind the whole weekend. So I did that, and I said to myself, Tiffany, you are going to go into this float therapy session, and you are going to just allow things to happen like they're supposed to. It's going to work in your favor. Everything's going to be fine. Worrying about it is not going to make anything happen any quicker. Not going to make anything like worrying is not going to help you. And although I will say I wasn't worried per se, I think it was something in my mind that was saying, here we go. Like, here we go. Here's something, a speed bump, or a nail done got caught in the tire, It just felt like that. But I went into my float therapy session, and I tell you, I just let it go. I just let it go. And I remember being in my session and just affirming everything's gonna be okay. You will have your children. God is gonna make it happen. Everything's gonna work out like it's supposed to. You're in the right place, right time. This is it. Trust the process. Trust God. And I'm just saying all of these things to myself. And I left my float therapy session feeling amazing. And I came on home. I later on received an email from my nurse saying that she had talked to the doctor, and the doctor said, so long as I sign a waiver, we good to go. And I know you may say, well, dang, Tiffany, you taking a chance like that? Like, you gonna hop out there like that? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And here's the thing. In real life, when we produce with the ones that we love, or the ones we're in a relationship with, married with, or even just, hey, somebody we just, a little fling thing, one night stand. We don't know everything genetically about our partners. We don't know. Like, literally, when I think, and you can tell me your thoughts, but literally when people are planning or trying to conceive or planning, they have not done genetic work. Like, they have not done that. They have not, unless it's something that they already know that they have, right? Like individuals who who are known carriers of sickle cell or have sickle cell, they know that. So they know, hey, going into this relationship, I need to make sure that this individual, make sure that they are aware if they are a carrier, because that can significantly impact the outcome of the child, whether they are a carrier or have the disorder. But for the most part, we're not checking for that. So we take a chance all the time, every day, all day, when we have sex with somebody and try to conceive. So I don't look at this any different. If anything, I just look at it as, you know what, if there is a chance, if there is a chance that he is a carrier for the maple syrup disorder, then in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, that way I hope that it is like a significant, like low chance. And I'm willing to take that chance. I trust myself. I'm trusting this whole process. I'm trusting that the donor that was chosen for the right reason. I put a lot of intentionality. Well, I'm not going to say I put a lot of intentionality. I will say I was intentional about how I wanted my donor to be chosen. Like I said, I got my line sisters involved because I didn't want it to just be purely emotional or purely just looks for me. I wanted to get other people's eyes, and I just really feel like it was the right choice. It was the right choice. So luckily, thankfully, that is an option, meaning signing the waiver is an option, and that is what I'm going to do. So I emailed her back and I let her know that I will sign the waiver, and we're moving, rolling full steam ahead. I will wrap my video up by saying to all of the ladies who are out there and they're on this journey or considering this journey, let me tell you, it is not for the faint at heart. And I encourage you to really, really care for yourself before, during, and after the entire process, because it's not always seamless. It doesn't always go as planned. And I want you to be mentally prepared, fit as much as possible to, deal with the process. So that is my input for the day. I am going to wrap this video up and bid you all adieu. Thank you so much for watching, being so attentive, being along my journey. For those of you watching, I do feel your presence, and stop it. The children. It's Apollo. I do feel your presence, and I just thank you so much for, I know you don't say it, or you may not leave comments or whatever, but I know that you all are on my side and you're supporting me, you're cheering me on. I feel it. So I thank you so much. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section, and I will see y'all in the morning. Yes, in the morning, bright and early, 7 a.m. at the clinic. All right, y'all. Bye.